From the first reading that we have heard from the book of Prophet Isaiah, we are seeing the prophet speaking about fasting and how it has the two dimensions. Fasting should be a way of connecting us with God, should be a way of self-mortification in order to become righteous, in search for holiness. And when we search for righteousness and holiness, we are basically wanting to tell God that we want to tend towards you. When that does not happen, then our fasting is in vain. When our fasting does not take us closer to God, when our fasting does not make us holy, make us righteous, then in vain do we exercise that. And I think you know, there are many people who fast for many different reasons. Some fast in order to cut weight. You may fast so that you cut weight. You may fast because the doctors have restricted you from eating at some point. And there is also another fasting that the Pharisees and the disciples of John are doing. Fasting in order to be seen. In order to be seen that they are practicing the law. Our fasting should not be a response to the law. It should be a response to God's love. And that is the vertical dimension, our tendencies towards God. The same way we are being told in that very first book we have read, our fasting should have an influence with our neighbors, should have a horizontal dimension, that as we fast, we must also shun from oppressing the poor, from ill words. We must fast also from greed. We must shun gossiping. And all this creates a better relationship with the environment, with the people that we are with. So dear brothers and dear sisters, if our fasting do not have those two dimensions during this Lenten season, then this fasting, we are just doing it as the Pharisees or as people who are under law. We know it is the law of the church, and especially like today, to fast, at least a Friday, a day of fasting. And the church has become very specific, at least you fast meat, But if we fast meat just for the sake of fasting, without any spiritual and social need attached to it, then our fasting is just by law. We are being told by Jesus in the gospel reading that they cannot fast when the bridegroom is with them. They should wait when the bridegroom goes, and only then shall they be able to fast. This is a metaphorical kind of a speech, that they cannot fast when Jesus is still with them. The bridegroom in this is Jesus himself. And it is very hard to fast during a wedding ceremony. But when the bridegroom will go, then they will fast. And the fasting here is a fasting of humility in search of the bridegroom himself. That means, my dear brothers and sisters, as human beings, when sin gets in us, the bridegroom is out of us. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. When sin is inside, that means Jesus is not in, who is the bridegroom himself. And in order to return ourselves back to him, we have to fast in humility and in prayer, searching back for that bridegroom to come back in us. So let us know that this is a time when we are supposed to look for him who died for us, so that this Lenten season may make meaning. The bridegroom is already not with us. It is our time now to fast in humility and look for him, so that he may closely dwell with us. The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.